as an executive committee member for the Rotarian Initiative for Successful Employment. And he also serves as an executive committee member for the local Chamber of Commerce and on the County Workforce Services Board. You can see he's a very active guy. He's also on the board of Interfaith Housing and serves as an advisory board member for Hood College and First United Bank and Trust. He's a certified board member for the Building Service Contractors Association International. An FCC alum, Jason has given his time to FCC's business program, serving as a past judge in our annual student business plan contest. His business model is built upon basic values: attention to detail, professionalism, punctuality, and being very focused on his customers. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Jason Lee.
All right, thank you, Marty, for that introduction. How's everybody doing this evening?
Great. All right.
We gotta do better than that. How is everybody doing this evening?
All right.
Well, we're gonna try that one more time. How is everybody doing this evening?
Great.
Thank you all for coming out. You know, you come into a place and you go, man, you know what? You see a full parking lot outside, and you walk in and you go, man, these people are all coming to see me. And you walk in and go, man, there's nobody here. There's people who are here. And I appreciate each and every one of you coming out. I hope tonight, you know, in our little bit of time we have together, that we'll be able to share some things that I think all of you can walk out of here with. I don't care how young you are, how old you are, where you may be in your career, where you may be in your retirement, if those who are retiring. I think you can walk out of here with some stuff that you can take it as tangible. I want to thank FCC for having me here. I always say I shouldn't be up here talking to you. If I go back to my story, I was born and raised here in Frederick. I'm going to kind of give you my parallel of my family first. So right now, because my wife is here, April. Thank you for being here, dear. So I'm married, my wife's there. I have 3 daughters. My oldest is almost 20, and I don't see her. She goes to FCC, I don't see her here, so we'll talk about that later. I have a 13-year-old daughter and I have an 8-year-old daughter. And my brother's here as well, he's older than me, so he's seen me through the journey before I myself. Oh, my daughter just walked in. Punctuality. My brother's seen me, and my younger sister's here as well, Karen. And I would say she's the smartest person. She's the one in the family who has an MBA in the family. She's the brilliant person. She went to Hood College and got an MBA. So I think she's probably more qualified than I would be. But anyway, so grew up here in Frederick. I grew up in the community. I don't know if anyone knows the community. It's probably changed now, but everyone knows that. Anybody know the Cider community or Lucas Village community? Does anybody know about that? Okay, that's okay. Know about that. So it's a community that's right across the street from the fairgrounds. Who know what the fairgrounds is? All right, there's some young folks saying, yeah, I'm the fair. I remember looking out my bedroom window at the fair. Like you could see the fair out of my bedroom window, and I thought about like every day when I was going, man, I don't know how many times I wanted to go to the fairgrounds to go to the fair every day. And my parents were like, no. We got that one day, the fair day you can go to. So, but born and raised there, and I got to say our support system, which we're going to talk about tonight, our support system was I would say, limited. We learned a lot, but the support system was limited because our family really kept us in kind of a peg of things that we could do. Like we weren't the family that said, hey, you know what? Here's your horizons to try things. Our family had us pegged in a serious religious kind of tone. And we had to walk that way. As we grew up, that's the tone we had to walk in was, hey, we had a narrow walk. Not saying it was all bad, but it was different. Moving on in my life, went to kind of go through some schools, went to East Frederick Elementary, doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. If anybody knows where on East Patrick, does everybody know where the Sheets is on East Patrick Street? And like the Waffle House used to be, and at the Taco Bell, that was actually East Frederick. East Frederick it's gone now. And now you have the Spring Ridge community. So I went to elementary there. I also went to North Frederick for a little bit. And it's funny, I even got to say this. My third grade teacher's in the room. Miss Wilson's here. Everybody give Miss Wilson a round of applause. I saw one girl there. Miss Wilson. Oh my goodness. So then, as I go on to middle school, I went to Monoxie Middle School, which is right across the street. Anybody went to Monoxie Middle School here? Any hands? Hey, didn't catch that. Okay. And then after Monoxie Middle School, I went on to TJ. Any TJ folks here? Hey, there we go, that TJ alumni. Great. Went on to TJ. Before I go to any other schools, what schools represented here tonight? Where's everybody from? If you're in high school or schools, where are you coming from? Just shout them out.
Walkersville.
Now, Walkersville. All right, who else? Middletown. Where else? Oakton. Where else?
TJS.
Say again?
TJS.
TJS. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Who else? Who? Homeschool. Okay. Say it again. One more time. Queen. All right. So now, and then who all here goes to either FCC or has gone to FCC? Can I get a raise of hand? All right. Woo. And how many of us kind of went on to the next level in college somewhere? Hand. Woo. And how many of us are we worked a job in our journey? Woo. And how many of us are kind of like looking at retiring and retired? Well, there we go. So tonight in this room, we have everyone from where we went through our journey through retirement. I'm going to pick myself back up and out of high school. So Thomas Johnson High School, man, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I got to make a decision of where I'm going and how I'm going to do it. And Jason Lee, you look at this statue, you might go, man, did you play basketball, football? And again, I'm going back to no, I was pegged in a way. So my peg was, my parents said, let's play these sports. They said, no, we think sports for you is, kind of something that we don't want you to do. So I said, okay. So right out of high school, I found myself, I sat and I had dreams and goals, and I said, man, I want to do something. I want to do something great, I just don't know what to do. And for me, I think if you're a person who doesn't know where you're going and you have the idle time, most of us get into some kind of mischief. And that was Jason Lee. I got myself into a little mischief. Went down the wrong path right out of high school. There was a program that I got saying that a lady, she's probably gonna laugh at me, but everybody heard, anybody that's probably the JTA program, the Job Training Agency program, which is now probably Workforce Services in Frederick. Miss Mary was here. She got to also see me coming through that and looking at me and saying, Jay, I think there's some things you also can do with your life. She also tried to help me. And I probably said, yeah, Miss Mary, what, I got it. I know what you want me to do, but yeah, Jason Lee, I got to figure this out. So, got myself in a little mischief right out of high school. During that time, I had to try to figure out what I'm going to do. And what dawned on me is, again, as I watched this video that was playing before us, man, I felt like I had all the talents I felt. I felt, man, I know I can put anything in front of me. I can sell it, move it. I got that talent. But I just didn't know what to do with it. So my first job that I actually was blessed to have is I actually worked for the Burger King company here in Frederick. I started out as a regular employee, worked my way up to becoming a manager. And then after my management career, I was like, man, again, what do I do? And I remember looking around after all those years, and I had a passion about, I thought, business. And lo and behold, there's a gentleman that walked in the door that cleaned our Burger King windows for probably at least 6 years at the time for us. I'd seen him Brandon every week. Brandon would come in and he'd clean all the windows, and he'd come up to me, he had me sign an invoice, and guess what I do? I give him a free meal and go on about his business. One day I wasn't busy, which was weird. I was standing up in the front line, watching this guy wash these windows, and I went, man, and I timed it. And I went, I think I can do that. So for the first time out of 7 years, I saw Brandon's invoice. And when I looked at his invoice, what the invoice is a bill of sale, like when you try to transfer money. And when I looked at it, it said $58.60. And I knew at the time our store had about, our company at the time, the Burger King I worked for, had about 11 stores. So I knew that. And I just said, hey, Brandon, let me ask you a question. How many different customers do you have? And Brandon said, you know what, Jason, we have a couple hundred. I went, wow. So I walked myself back into the office there, and I went to the adding machine, and I put $58.65, and I think I just timed that by like 100. And I went, what the heck on? I think I'm doing the wrong thing. I gotta figure this out. So within 2 days, I went and found a bucket and some solution, and I went out. I actually was blessed. My mom at the time, she was going through a sickness, and she had some doctors she'd seen, and she promoted me to a doctor. And the doctor said, yes, Jason, you can do these windows. Went to my State Farm agent. Hey, can I do your windows? Yep. And then so on and so forth. And started to build a remarkable company at the time. The next level in this thing, and I'm talking about support. So I'm going to come to this piece for us, but I think this is important. And I don't have a PowerPoint. I'm going to make this as interactive as I can, because I want to get everybody really interactive in this piece. What I looked to at the time was, how can I get from point A to point B? And who do I know that I can go to that can help me get from point A to point B? And I had a lot of different thoughts, like, okay, I need to find somebody who maybe knows how to do window cleaning. That's one thing. I need to find somebody who I need. If I want to grow this business, I probably need some cash to do X, Y, Z. So I probably have to find somebody in banking and all those other things. But my support system, I didn't have. I couldn't just go to my mom and dad, and my mom was actually passing the time, and my dad at the time was not really talking to me. So guess what I had to do? I had to figure out, who could I go to? And you know what I ended up doing? I ended up going to a person who actually had a similar business in the area. Went to the gentleman, and I was like, hey, you know what, sir, how you doing? I got a job here, and everybody probably knows the tasting room, right? Everybody knows the tasting room downtown Frederick? I'll give you a quick story. So we're talking about support. Man, go to tasting room. It's just getting ready to open up. It's been probably closed. Tasting room's probably closed for probably 12, 15 years. That building sat on the corner of Market. It was nothing. It used to be called the Market Street Purchase, was a restaurant. So those, you couldn't even see inside those big windows. I didn't have a clue what to do with those windows. So I went to somebody. I said, actually asked the person, hey, you know what? Here's the deal. If I get this deal, can I work with you on this deal? You can charge whatever you want to charge. You'll get paid. What I need you to help me get to this first big project of mine. And guess what he told me? No. And I went, okay. So I'm thinking I'm reaching out for someone who I thought would help me. But that person was like, no. And I gave him the benefit of the doubt of, hey, whatever you want to charge, you'll get the money. No, you got to figure it yourself. So therefore, I just went on, and I think I figured it out myself, clean, figured it out. Before you know it, we grew on. But what I want to do is, I now want to talk about your support systems and how you maximize those. So what I want to do is a couple quick things. I need 2 volunteers. Anybody? Just give me 2 volunteers. Preferably young students if you can. I don't care. Somebody just give me 2 students. Come on down. Got 1. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. You walk in the room, sit down here. Come on, man, come on. I want you guys to come up. Thanks, man. What's going on? Double mics. So what I want you to do, I'm gonna give you this microphone, and I want you to introduce yourself. Maybe tell us, if you don't mind, how old you are, and maybe if you're in school, what school you go to. So I'll start with the ladies first.
My name is Mackenzie. I'm 16 and I go to Walkersville High School.
Let's give it up for Mackenzie.
Hello, my name is Melvin. I'm 16. I go to Governor Thomas Johnson High School.
I get excited about TJ. No, I'm sorry. Don't hold against me. I get excited about TJ. So this is what I want to ask you all. We're going to do an exercise. And we'll start, since you have the microphone, we'll start with you in the exercise. What's one of your passions or something that you think as you grow that you want to be, or something, a profession, or what's something you think you want to do?
First of all, I think it has to be something within the community, something that's helpful, somewhere where people can get help from, like resources. Okay. And I was thinking of joining the Marines after high school, so.
Airborne.
Melvin. So again, what Melvin says is that he He wants to be able to do something in the community, so it's something he wants to give back, some kind of capacity. You're a giver, because you also talk about military service, that's a giver. You also talk about Marines. So we now understand kind of his passion, right? Everybody got that? Mackenzie, what's yours?
I want to be a surgeon.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So you still have to do.
Yeah.
All right. Great. She's dialed in. So my question for you is, do you think you have a strong support system?
Yes.
Okay. And who is your support system?
My uncle Justin is over there.
Oh, okay. Uncle Justin. I know Uncle Justin here. Okay. And he's like your like if you had to go to someone, you think you can get everything you need out of Uncle Justin?
Yeah.
And Uncle Justin, I need to come see you too.
I'll send it right back to you, Jack.
So I'm gonna go a little deeper. All right, and mind you, they don't know at all. They don't know. They just volunteer. So let me ask you a question. When you said uncle, what about your mom or dad?
I don't have a mom and a dad.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go a little deeper. So, and when you say that, what do you mean?
My mom passed away when I was 12, and my dad lives in Louisiana.
All right. So here's Mackenzie. How old are you, Mackenzie?
16.
So Mackenzie's 16. Mackenzie's mom's passed. Her dad lives in Louisiana. And Mackenzie's still saying she wants to be what?
Surgeon.
We'll come back to you. Melvin, your turn. So Melvin, what's your support system? By the way,
My mother,
who's your
the
mother?
audience.
Oh, golly. See, people I know. So tell me about your support system with your mom.
Emotional all the way.
Okay, emotional all the way? All right. So I always want to dig a little deeper. For you, is there anybody else?
My stepdad, yeah.
Okay,
He's second.
okay. And anybody else?
I can go to my brother, older brother. He always been like that for me since little, so.
Okay. Great. Let's give them a round of applause. I'm gonna lay this down. I'm gonna give you all something. I got some Rotary Club coins. The Rotary Club's been very important to me. It's one of those service organizations that when you get involved, you can do some great things, not only locally, but overseas. And what this is here is it's a service of self coin, and I'll give one to you. There's no cash value to this, but it's a great coin that has a four-way testament back of it. I thank you all for coming up and participating. Let's give it a round of applause. Okay. So here's why I wanted to do that exercise. It's part of the piece. Is that some of us we have great support systems, and some of us don't. And some of us we don't think that, man, you know what? Do I have a support system? Do I have somebody that I can go to or turn to get the results that I want? It was good that we have both folks who sat there and said, yeah, you know what? I mean, and again, I gotta give you to Mackenzie, who against all odds is saying, yeah, you know what? I got my uncle now. My uncle can give me that. I'm telling you, I know her uncle. And guess what? Her uncle can help get her there. And he knows people that knows people. Everybody in here is part of a system in some kind of way that if we maximize it, if we sit down, if we don't know, we sit there going, you know what? My passion is, hey, you know what? I want to get involved in banking, or if I want to get involved in, I don't know if you want to have a cooking show, if you want to do something on TV. If we sit long enough and we put together who we think we know, who we can reach, we can write that down. And we'll get to that person we need to go. Now, here's the biggest thing. You know why most of us don't do that? Anybody? We're in interaction right now. We're playing time. Say it again. Fear. What else? Say again. Lazy. What else? Say again, dear. Don't think you can ever get there. Say it loud. One more time. You're worn out, you said? Worn out in life? Don't have to drive the fall, okay? Yes. afraid that you might not get the job. I like these things.
Rejection.
Say it again.
Rejection.
Rejection. What else?
Money.
Say it again.
Money.
Money, yes. Finances, yes.
Anxiety.
One more time. Anxiety, yes.
Aggression.
Aggression.
Family may not want you to do it.
Hey, family may not want you to do it. I know that. I know what that means. But here, yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy. One more time. Criticism. Ooh, we got some people talking here now. Criticism. I like that. And when you're saying that, are you saying that from a standpoint of people criticizing you for wanting to do good or wanting to do great? I like that. I've been in that group. And if you're the guy that's like trying to do good, and everybody's like, Mike, trying to do good, come over here. I've been that guy. I like that criticism. Here's the point in that. Most of us don't do it because of all those things. But if all of us would just do a simple 3-letter word, ASK, ask. What I learned is, man, when you ask somebody something, you know, if I went to you, what's your name, sir? Say again? Brian. If I just went to Brian and said, Brian, you know what? I've got a question for you. Can I just pick your brain? Can I just pick your brain? Oh, you say it again? Yeah, sure. I can get your opinion on something. I can get your opinion. If I asked you, you would give me your opinion? Man, what basketball team do you like? All right, what football? Do you like sports? Okay, so tell me what you like. You like music? Ooh, here we go. What kind of music do you like? Hip? Ooh, now we talking. What's your favorite group of hip hop? Who you like? Matter of fact, you got better. Who do you think is the best MC right now? Who? Say it again. J. Cole. But is that what you think, or is that what he thinks? You like J. Cole? All right, okay. You know who I like? You want to ask me who I like? You think I like hip hop? Yeah, I do. I really do. I really like hip hop. I'm old school to now. So you know what? You know what my old school, like my old school favorite is? Nas. NAS. Right now, I'm kind of in a mixture of like a little Drake. Might be a little Fetty Wap one day if it sounds good. J. Cole's cool, and then you got the new fella down. Who's the new fella? Who just won all the Grammys the other night? Number 3, Chance the Rapper. See, all I want y'all to do is understand that as I'm talking to him, I'm just asking him questions. He's giving me enough information about what he likes and what he feels is important. And guess what I'm doing? I'm asking questions. Me and him, I can go back, I can ask him 100 more questions, and guess what? Guess what he's going to keep on doing? He's going to keep on answering. What I've learned is that, guess what? Folks who are even more successful than I am and more successful than we are, guess what people like to do? Talk about what?
Themselves.
And all you have to do is do the ASK. All you have to do is ask. And guess what you do? You start to find out the different passions of people. For a lot of us, I talk to the younger crowd, now I talk even to the older crowd that's here, that hey, there might be someone in the community that you really want to partner with. Or there's someone that you go, man, you know what? I think we share the same passions as in working with kids. Or you know what? We may have some folks that share passions. We're working with folks who are less privileged. Wherever it is, whatever that group is, there's a shared passion. We just got to figure out what that is. And then once we figure out what that is, now we ask the question. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Hey, I had a question for you. Can we get together maybe, and again, nothing expensive, can we get together over coffee or tea? But I'd like to see if I can ask you about X, Y, Z. I'm telling you, being persistent and asking over a couple of times, most people, they're going to say, you know what? I'll meet with Jason. Or I'll meet with Mackenzie. I'm going to meet. And when you sit down with them, guess what you're going to do? You're going to ask them the questions. Hey, so what do you think about this? What about this? Those of you who are looking at the next level of going to college, we got a lot of some high schools here who look to go to the next level. It's the same thing. We went on a college tour visit. We went to New York City. We went up to the Fashion Institute of Technology. Anybody here want to go do fashion? Okay, one.
your hand.
But then my
Yeah.
daughter was bad like this way, like, yeah, you know. Oh, anyway.
Oh.
But, so we go to this college tour, I remember showing you up to the place, and this is for all you young folks who are at that next step and next level, look. Man, I remember going there, and everybody gets to the campus, and it's so funny. What do you think everybody's attracted to at the campus? Anybody shout it out?
The campus.
Huh? How it looks, what else? What else if you're a young teeny
The
bopper?
city.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got somebody, my daughter from the city, whatever that means. What else? City, town. Also, I
Yeah,
said,
cafeteria.
food, that means
Food,
me.
yeah, food.
How's the food around here? The music. What else? Hey, the bookstore. How's the library, the bookstore?
Community.
Say it again.
Community.
How's the community around?
The people around you.
The people around you. So guess what? I'm coming to you. When we come into a place, and you all are looking and searching for schools. Some of us, we might be going because we're looking at the sports team, and man, you know, if we're really that good, we might walk in and say, man, play my name across this thing. Number 3, come on. Okay, that's all I need. That doesn't do it for everybody. Some people walk in and they're just different. When they walk into a building, you're getting a feel. And guess what I see most young folks, they're not doing. They're not asking some of the questions that affect them, that are also going to affect them in years going forward. Because although when you get to the school, there's things that you got to understand. Hey, you know what is it like to be here? If I do come here, what is this going to be on the outside? What's my return? My return on this investment that I'm putting in. And I'm telling you, I tell everybody, you will get the best return on your investment in anything you do when you get involved in it. And when I say that, that's for young and old. I know for myself, the only way when I join a board now, the goal for me is I can be on the board and I can be a bump on the log. What I mean by that, I come in, I can sit in and somebody's like, hey Jason, we appreciate you being part of the board. Or I can get involved. I can get in and say, hey, you know what about this? Or how about we work on this? And again, it's all questions because you gotta work together as a team. But again, I have to ask questions. I have to sit with people to make those moves. I remember for me, I think about my board service and this is about giving back in the community. I remember my first board I ever wanted to be on. Can anybody guess what probably my first board I wanted to be on? Anybody? Say again?
The why?
Huh?
The why?
No, I said, but anybody guess what board I wanted to be on? Like, if I had a choice, what board I want to be on?
Alderman.
Say again?
Alderman.
No, not alderman. Not school board. Not Boys and Girls Club. I'll just come out and tell you. I wanted to be on the Frederick Chamber Board. For me, being in business, to me, what was important to me was, as a businessman, you know what? I want to be on the chamber board, because you know what? I can then mix, mingle, meet. I can ask a dozen questions to a lot of people. I wanted to be there. And you know what? I was never asked to be on that board at the beginning. At all. Guess what was my first board I was asked to be a part of? It was the YMCA board. And what that did for me was that allowed me to also work with folks, to create me the next opportunity to be on another board, which wasn't the chamber board. I joined another board, which was at that time, I think it was United Way, or Frederick. When I was on that board, trust me, in the back of my head, my game plan still was, I want to work in the business side of things. And then guess what happened before that chamber board? After the after the United Way board. I ended up being on the Business Council of Interfaith Housing, which again were all strong points of mine. And then on top of that, being a part of the Rotary. But my analogy in this all was to say that the Frederick Chamber Board was one of the last boards that I joined here over the last few years. So what am I saying is, I still had to also wait. I had to go from here to here, and I met the right people and from here. And then before I knew, I remember somebody asked me, hey Jay, you know what? I think you do well in the chamber board. I went, you know what I'm saying?
You don't say.
Great. You know, but it took some time to get to that point. It took a point of just like, again, meeting, asking, doing. Meeting, asking, doing. Meeting, asking, doing. To wrap this up, because I want us to have time for some questions. I want to really open it up to people to ask questions. We'll go with the photo. got a photo that's gonna come up here that our good friend is gonna bring up. So, and I hope everybody can see that in some kind of way. So what that is, it's a beach setting. That's Mexico. I was in Cancun a few weeks ago, and it's so funny. I knew about Moving Mountains because I was asked, and I think Mike and FCC were asking me this many months ago. And it's so funny how time gets here. And my whole brain was plugging away, going, man, you know what I'm going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? They was even asking, Jay, what you going to talk about? What you going to talk about? I said, I don't know yet. Like, it hasn't hit me yet. And this was an early morning. I was out walking in the Cancun sand. And I had my prayer, and I said, you know what? What should I bring back to Frederick to talk about? I mean, I didn't know until a few weeks ago. And I got the moment of talking about connecting support systems. And I think sometimes we think it's so hard. We just got to be patient. And things will come our way. And I think it's tough even for you, like you young guys and gals. Trust me, I remember sitting there, I'm thinking, I've heard speakers like myself, and I'm sitting there going, man, is this too good to be true? Can I really do it? I'm telling you right now, this little guy, a little bigger guy now, who grew up in Saggers with probably everything, every schism and ism that you could write to me, that I shouldn't be up here. I'm here. I was able to travel, around a little bit, and even walk on the sand in Mexico, and to come back and to be able to do some great things in our community. You too. I'll tell you, I'm not where I want to be. I'm telling you right now. And I think this whole thing we got to realize is, and part of this picture is, it's a journey. It's a journey to get to where we go. Sometimes we just think, man, you know what? I've arrived. No, you didn't. There's more you can do. There's more people you can help. And if you think you got it like that, reach out to help some other people who don't know, who could use your help. Reach back and help them out. So again, I thank everybody for having me out tonight. I want to open up for Q&A, and please, any questions anybody has, please ask me, and I will do my best to answer. So again, thank you for having me. I think we may have a mic. You may not need it. I think we'll be fine. Do we need the mic or not?
You can repeat the question.
Okay, so I'll repeat the question. I think this is being recorded. All right, questions. We're open up. We got a good 20 minutes or so. So let's roll. Yes, sir.
Who was your mentor, and how did you open the door to that relationship? Or mentors?
Okay. So with Tiana, I know him, but what he asked me was who are my mentors, and then how that opened the door. How was the door open to them for me to get to them? I'll say that. Am I saying that right?
You're right.
So I have numerous. I'd say I have numerous mentors. On local level, I don't. To be honest, I haven't really mentioned any names, but they're business people of mine that are in this area. This is what I'll tell you. Line up who you think you like to be, or what you think that you think there's a vantage point to that mentor. And I'll say this about any mentor. When you get to really know somebody, you'll go, man, you know what? I met this person. I got the info from them. And then you know what ends up happening? You end up realizing that, you know what? All I got to do is a few things to get to here. So I'll give you some mentors of mine from my high level. I started, I'll say, reading some books around, I get my brain again, I'm sorry. You asked me a good question. You got me on guard. Locally, I'd say Mr. Earl Robbins. I'll use some names. He was someone I thought was very instrumental. He worked for East Alco. He was somebody who got behind me. The folks who owned Burger King back in the day, Craig and Gary G. Grant, were very instrumental to me. They allowed me a lot of things, and I kind of watched how their business grew. I have a good friend of mine in Chicago that we're kind of mentored together, if we can say that together. His name's Q in the industry. And then I think one of the major people as well is Leroy Dopp in the cleaning industry. For me was huge. How did I find them? Literally, I have a crazy story. I won't go this story now. Man, I reached out to them. I called them on the phone, sat them down, I said, hey, you know what, here's the deal, like you, think we're cool. Can I talk to you about a couple things? And that opened the door. A lot of people, if I sat on boards with you, I had a lot of people that called me, I kind of get tidbits from everybody. I hope that answers your question a little bit more. But I asked, I found, I even wrote a company, there's a company in New York that was probably doing about $500 million in sales, and the cleaning industry was pretty good. I called them up, said, hey, you know what, I want to come to your area. They said, well, who are you? I said, I'm Jason Lee out of Maryland. Well, who are you? I'm Jason Lee out of Maryland. I want to come up there. I'll pay my way. I'll pay for all my expenses. I'll put your uniform, put me to work. Phone like went on like busy for a little bit. The person came back. Did you say that again? Who are you? Jason Lee. Want to come to New York? Want to hang out with you for a couple of days? I put your uniform. I'll pay for myself to be there. The funniest thing is that company said no, but I ended up meeting the president of the company. Me and him serve on the board together right now.
Wow.
So he's doing probably about $1 billion. I hope to emulate what he did in his company. So again, he can go back to, you were the guy that called. So now we know I was the guy that called. But next question. Anybody? Yes. So good question. Great question. So did I go to college? Yes, I attended college classes. And I want to make sure I say this because I think this is very important, because I say this to my daughter and everyone else. And this is when you talked about people who are super successful. So FCC, I took classes. So my first couple of classes I took, and right now, I mean, I hate to tell you, I couldn't tell you how many credits I do have right now. But I came to FCC, I took some early business classes. This was straight out of high school. I came back to FCC again probably in 2002 or 3 for some other classes. Education is very important. I don't want anybody to take that away. I don't want any young person to walk out here and say, man, Jason Lee said, don't look out. No, I'm not telling you that. What I am telling you is education is very important. You gotta seek out what you feel your field of choice you want to do is going to be. But the one advice I would tell you to do is, in every class and everything you sit through, every hour and a half class you sit in, you dig every day on information you can out of that class. Because I'm telling you, where you don't think you're going to use it, you're going to use it. And it may not be in the same field you think you're getting your degree in. There's a lot of people we have a lot of degrees out there, but most people who, if you poll a lot of people, they're working in areas that their degree is not in. And that's fine. We got educated. That's what we need. So for me, I'm telling you, no, I didn't finish. I've always had aspirations of going back to finish. I even went, I think, to a super successful person. I had, like, you talk about mentors, Tia. I went to a super successful person. I sat down. I said, hey, man, you know what? I'm thinking about going back to college all the way. And that person looked at me and said, and what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to go back because he's like, well, Jake, what are you going back for? Are you going back because you need to tell yourself to do this? Are you going to go back because you think you're going to make more money? Why are you going? Do you want to go back because you want to show your kids that you did it? And the more I thought about it, I said, you know what? That's to be continued. I haven't answered that question yet. And there may come a time when I will go back to school, but I'm schooling every day. I'm out. I go to different places, and to me, the college, work in the workplace is my college sometimes. So I saw somebody stand over here.
What motivates you, Jason?
Man, that's a great question. What motivates me? I gotta say, if you asked me that question 20 years ago, I would have said, man, money, money, money. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying money from a standpoint of, I wanted to be out of what we call the housing project communities, and I thought, I wanted money to do some things different. And I always tell people, growing up in my mind, we talk about hip hop. I was in that era of everything, especially being an African American male. Everything was about money, power, cars, and females. And when you have that in your head, the first thing you think when you get there is, I got to get these things. My motivation now, I have a strong family, I have a strong faith. My motivation now is, I still am worried about money. That's important. I gotta build a company every day. We are an in-profit and for-profit business. People come to me and make sure every 2 weeks, guess what they want? They want their paycheck. So money's important. But my motivating factor, I would say now, is really where I can help my community. Because by helping my community, I'm richly blessed. I get paid that way. My motivation as well is trying to see this community, which I live in right now, where I've grown up in, how I can move this community even further. That's key to me. That motivates me. When I wake up in the morning, I'm going, man, you know what? When I go do things in the community, or I'm doing things in my business, how can I move this community further? Because folks like you who are coming up that are wanting opportunities here, we got to also figure out how to keep continuing industry and keep your smart brains here as well. So that motivates me. And we still have another 5, 10 minutes. Any questions? Anybody's thinking about it? I'm telling you, there's no bad question.
What would you say was the biggest lesson you've learned so far in your journey?
What's my biggest lesson? Oh man, my daughters told me. My daughters were here, they'd say, Dad, just don't go on time out anymore. No, you know what? I would say my biggest lesson that I've learned is be patient. I think that's hard. That's hard for someone who you're running hard every day. And it's a goal after a goal. The next goal after the next goal. The next strategic plan, the next strategic plan. Hey, how are you looking in 3 years? Hey, scratch that 3-year plan. What's the next 2 years? Man, that's gone. What about? And you're running. I think the key is to be patient. And I'm trying to learn how to do that. I'm really trying my best that when I'm anywhere I am to stop. Sometimes think before I say what I say. Even my own personal marriage. I got to make sure with my wife, it's patience. It's one of those things where, man, you gotta say something to your wife, you go, and girl, but it's having that patience, because, this thing up here, it runs faster sometimes, and not only that, when you're trying to do for people, or you're trying to create the opportunity, it's hard sometimes to go from where we look at that microwave society like, man, you know what? I put this in, it should come out. I put this in, it should come out. I put this in, it should come out. Why ain't this coming out? Why is it not this way? And then like one day, ding, it said, well, Dad, why is it taking so long? So I would say patience is, and that's something I'm trying to really work towards. So I hope that answered your question. Oh, any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
So, for adults and children, upcoming adults, what would be a good place to put our energy into in the community for helping to grow and support the community?
Man,
What
that's
you're
a
talking
fabulous
about,
question.
back. What are some places to be part of?
So her question was, in our community, what should young or old be involved to help our community grow? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Man, that's a guru question. I'm telling you right now. If I can get this answer, this goes out to Frederick, boy, and it happens. I'm just a bad boy. No, I think if you look around the room, and everybody look around, we have a diverse group here. Men, women, whatever however you identify. We have young, old. We have different ethnicities in here. The one thing I gotta say is, whatever your passion is, I think what we discounted is people don't know their passion. They don't know, hey, you know what? It's cool. It's cool in some of our minds to think, hey, I'm gonna go down to the soup kitchen and I'm gonna give. I remember it was like the base thing I remember hearing growing up. Hey, we're going to the soup kitchen and we're gonna give, which is great. I think it's very important, but is that your passion? That's something we do, that we just go and, hey, you know what, I did my thing. But if we really look at our passion, we say, you know what? Like my man Melvin, who says, hey, you know what? My passion right now at his age level is talking about, He wants to give back to the community, help the community, talk about going into service in the military. Man, at that point, that's his passion. To get behind him in our community, we had to get behind him. Somebody, this is what I'm gonna do. We got some time. Somebody give me some other passions real quick. I'm gonna start here. Give me a passion of yours. Say it a little louder. The arts. These kids you're with. Being successful. Same as his? Yeah, you gotta give me different. Give me a different. I'm gonna come back to you. What's your passion? Food and socializing. Helping children. I'm gonna come back to you. Technical creator. The technical theater. Ms. Wilson. Working with children. Soccer. Perfection. Sports. Dance. Law. Come back to you. Music. Ice hockey. Ice hockey. Motocross.
Making people happy.
Making people, and you know what's so funny? Me and him, I saw him come in the night, and I said, hey, man, I know you from somewhere. Guess where we know we connected each other? Me and him went to Career Tech Center back in 93, 94. He was in auto buy out in AutoCAD. My man. Give me one.
Affordable housing.
Affordable housing. Mentoring. Kara.
Education.
Hey, Phil.
Music.
Tion.
Photography.
Kara. Excuse me, April. You. Denise. Who? Fashion. Ken. I come see you. Family planning. Michelle.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Say it.
Healthcare. I should say it too.
Megan. Say again.
But I should say it too, healthcare.
Healthcare.
Trying to be like you, Jason.
Oh, God. We are Ken. Yes.
That's engineering for the job.
Say it for that. Great. Army. Family. Up top. No, you showed the lane. You in the end. Yep. No, you keep looking back. I'm talking to you. Boy! Give me your passion, boy. Computer? Next to you. Singing. Next to him. Boy, he's here now. Sorry, we get passion. Who? Say it one more time.
Being the second coming with Jimi Hendrix.
I love it. Come on with it. Come on with it, baby. Come on. Try to get to the whole room. Come on. Car. Family. So, okay. Good. Come to you, Miss Mary.
Helping others.
Helping others. Michelle.
Helping others.
Come on to you, young fella. Sports. Coming down here, man.
Discovery.
Say it again.
Discovery.
Discovery. Ooh, I like that. Animals. Love it. Cooking. Love it. On that side. Say it again. Your children. Animals. Entrepreneurism. Computers. Art. Coming over y'all too. Say it again. Reading. Being successful. Coming in the back. Family. In the red barrel. Piano.
Being positive.
Being positive. Coming back in the back. Okay, that's a good one. I like that passion. I'm gonna come back to you. Yes, ma'am.
Photography.
Photography.
Animals.
Animals.
Ice skating.
Ice skating.
Working with children.
Say it one more time.
Working with children.
Working with children.
Fishing.
Fishing. Oh, yes.
Riding.
Writing. Love it.
Communication.
Communication. Fixing things.
Health and nutrition.
Health and nutrition. We'll come back to you. Physics. Think about that. We went around with that. Did I miss anybody? I see you, Michael. Mike, what's your passion, Mike? Faith and family. Faith and family. What's your passion? She's doing a good job. What's one of your passions? Triathlon. We got a workout specialist over here. What I'm saying in that, because that was a great question, it's a great way to leave out, is look at all the different passions in the room. Some of our passions cross. I heard a couple people do the same thing. The key is linking up with those folks that kind of have our same passions exposing people to our passions that they may not know. Like, you know, I'm being honest, I don't know how it feels to be on the ice hockey, you know, this guy probably wear me out. But that's a passion. But just think if he said, hey, Jay, you know what, come on, man, check out this ice skating thing. I said, man, you know what, I'm gonna take them with that. I might get good at that. I might like it. I might scare him. But his passion may become my passion. But think about that. If we do that in Frederick, where we can intertwine our passions, and we work hard on that, and we don't just say, hey, you know what, I think I got the best passion. My passion is the only passion. But we inclusive of our passions, and we want to share our passions. Just think where Frederick can go. I think that's it. I'm telling you, you couldn't have asked a better question of how we can do that. Think about those things. Think about who you feel or who you know, who you may look up to see that has your same passion. Get with that person. Spend a little time with that person. And guess what? If you don't like that person, it's okay. Because I guarantee you, guess what? There's somebody else that will buy you have your passion that you can hang out and like. But just take it out of here. Think about that. What's my passion? When you walk out here, what's my passion? When you're able to walk on your beach, walk on your area, you're thinking there, going, man, whoever your faith, who you pray to, say, hey, you know what? Help show me my passion. Show me what I think I should be doing. If I don't know, help me. I've always asked that. Help me, show me. There's some people get my ear, you know, some things are good, some things are bad, but follow your passion and do what you do. Thank you all for having me out. We're right about on time. Can we give her a round of applause? Upstairs, David and Will, let's give them a round of applause for keeping us going.
Thanks so much, Jason. Awesome talk. March 21st, that's a Tuesday. Millie Draper will be here. She's a meteorologist for NBC4. She's also a graduate of Middletown High School, so come back for that. Thanks for being here. Let's give Jason a round of applause.